The San Jose Sharks sweep the Minnesota Wild as Macklin Celebrini does it again to them.
You're Locked On Sharks, your daily podcast on the San Jose Sharks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, welcome to Locked On Sharks, the premier hockey podcast covering your favorite team, the Bay Area. My name is JD Young, caretaker at the Reef. I've also been covering the San Jose Sharks since 2018 and co-host of Locked On NHL. I want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen, proudly part of the Locked On Network, the #1 sports podcast network. We cover your team every day. And if you want to be an everydayer, all you have to do is just follow along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. And today we're going to be breaking down these Sharks 4-3 overtime victory or shootout victory, against the Minnesota Wild, as the San Jose Sharks have now swept the season series against this Wild team. I'm very sure my friend Seth Topol will be very happy to not have to see the Sharks on the schedule anymore. We're going to be talking about Igor Chernyshov, Macklin Celebrini, and William Eklund, that top line continuing to carry the load. Talk about some of the unsung heroes in this game, including Jeff Skinner and Vincent Iorio, and dig into the numbers of this game, as this was a very evenly played game between these two teams, which seems to always be the case when they match up. So let's start with the big story coming out of this game, and that is one, Macklin Celebrini, the Olympian himself, continuing to do Macklin Celebrini things. And Celebrini today, right? You knew, well, one, anytime he plays the Wild, you can just kind of count on a big game from him, and he delivered today. And yes, I know, brutal turnover that led to the tying goal by the Wild. One brutal turnover there. But Celebrini today, though, other than that miscue, was all over the ice doing Celebrini things. The chemistry between him and Chernsyshov and Eklund continues to grow, especially the chemistry between Chernsyshov and Celebrini. Chernsyshov, who we'll talk a little bit more about here in a second, but there's no way he's going back to the AHL. Just absolutely no way. But Celebrini, right, with a great assist on Chernyshov's goal there, and then Chernysshov pays the favor, and with a beautiful assist to Macklin Celebrini, who absolutely crushes that one. And you even saw right after the bad turnover that led to the goal, just him coming out, Celebrini coming out and wanting to make amends for it, right? You saw it in the overtime. He played almost it felt like his first shift was 2 minutes long. I'm going to actually pull it up right now. His shift report, but he was out there trying to single-handedly end this game, and it felt like he was going to do so, especially when it got to overtime. In overtime, Celebrini did have overtime. He was out there for 208 to begin it, in the last minute 38 to end it. So ridiculous performance from Celebrini. But right, this is why he's getting MVP chance at the tank, right? This is why he's going to represent Team Canada at the Olympics, why the Sharks franchise is forever changed with this player, right? And just what he means to San Jose, what he has brought to San Jose. And we are lucky enough that we are just seeing the very beginning of his career, right? As he now has finished this calendar year with 98 points. I think it was fourth most among teenagers in a calendar year. Just what a special first start to the year for Celebrini, as he's up to 62 points now on the season, right? That was basically, I think he had 63 all of last year, and he's done it. And the Sharks still aren't even at the halfway point of their season. They still have one more game. So yeah, he finished with 63 last year. He's at 62 right now, and they still have another game to go to even get to the halfway point. So he's going to double up. He's well on his way to doubling up his performance from last season. And the Sharks, who win their third straight game, and especially after that Vegas game, you felt horrible. They've come out of the break, and I know last game, they got dominated in the shots, but they've still found a way to win. Today, a much more even performance, and this team has now jumped to second or into the wild card one spot, and they're now 2 points behind the Ducks for that third spot in the Pacific there. So this team, man, they yes, the defense is poor and they'll give up shots and stuff like that, but they just continue to find ways to get things done. And it's, again, the young players leading the way for this Sharks team. And Igor Chernyshov, who has been an absolute revelation for this team, and that goal, it's like when he scored, it's not just like a goal, it's like every goal of his is just like a highlight reel goal, the last game against the Ducks with just the filthy hands, where he just dekes Dostal, Dostal has no chance there. And then today, he takes the long pass, and it's just, some guy named Quinn Hughes, who's literally one of the best defensemen in the world, just outworks him, outbodies him, gets him proper position, and then beats Wallstead there. Just an absolute highlight. His goal, every one of his goals are just immaculate, put him on the highlight reel type of goals. Wait till he starts getting just the ugly ones too on top of this. Originally had 3 points. They took one of his assists away, unfortunately, but Chernyshov continues to just dominate the NHL and making it look like it's easy right now. And again, there's no way he goes back. And I know Randy Hahn mentioned the contract thing. Chernyshov's contract is still, if you go on Puckpedia and stuff, his contract is in the 50, the Sharks 50 contracts here. So you don't have to worry about that. That contract is counted towards the Sharks 50 contracts here. I mean, they could, if they really wanted to, try to do the Eklund thing and let him play 9 games and send him back to the AHL, but there's no way that you send him back to the AHL at this point. And so his first year contract will kick in here in the next couple games, because Igor Chernyshov is an NHL player, and you see this top line has exploded as of late for the Sharks. And poor William Eklund, who only had an assist today and then the game-winning goal in the shootout, kind of getting third banana here with his, but he continues to be a great part of that line. And it's unfortunate that when Will Smith comes back, Eklund's most likely the guy who's going to get bumped down to line 2, just because, we know the chemistry between Macklin and Smith, and we see the budding chemistry between Chernyshov and Celebrini. So when we start to get a healthy line team, I feel like Eklund's going to be the one who gets sent down, but he's you see it's good to see him taking advantage of his opportunities, playing with Macklin and playing with Chernysshov, and he's been just as crucial of a part for what he does and his ability to win the puck and continue, especially around behind the net and up close, and those little plays that kind of makes things happen there. So, but just this top line is continuing to carry the water for the Sharks. And once they start to get some guys back here, that's where you hope that you can start to see it trickle down a little bit, and the second and third line continue to or kind of contribute a little bit more. But big time win for San Jose. And we're going to talk about some of the unsung heroes today. Jeff Skinner finally getting the monkey off his back with a big goal today on the power play. Vincent Iorio, who I thought continues to play really well. We'll talk about some of those guys in just 1 second. Fridays always feel different during basketball season, and FanDuel's making them even better Every Friday every Friday night before games tip off, FanDuel gives fans a new way to kick off the weekend with the NBA Happy Hour. NBA Happy Hour is your official pregame, a limited window where special offers drop inside the FanDuel app before the action starts. Fridays from 6 to 7:30 Eastern Time have become appointment viewing for the NBA Happy Hour. Opening the FanDuel app during Happy Hour always brings something new, boosts, bonuses, and surprises. The timing's perfect right before the games, right before the weekend starts. So before tip-off, check the FanDuel app and see what's dropping during NBA Happy Hour. Every Friday from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Eastern, a little basketball, a little action, a whole lot of Friday energy. That's NBA Happy Hour, only on FanDuel, the official sports partner of the NBA. Also want to thank you for making Locked On Sharks your first listen today, and thank you for making Locked On the #1 sports podcast network. If you haven't already, go check out the Everydayer Club. You get access to ad-free episodes of Locked On Sharks compatible with Apple, Spotify, and every major podcast app. An invite to members-only Everydayer Discord server, which goes to group chat for listeners of Locked On Sharks, as well as a bunch of other fun groups as well. You get special one-on-one texting and just cool stuff that we can't do here on the podcast, including video breakdowns. So make sure you guys go check it out at lockedonsharks.supercast or tap the link in the show notes to learn more. All right. So unsung heroes of this game, like just some guys I really want to shine a light on. And let's start with Jeff Skinner, who I thought was one of Jeff Skinner's best games in a while today. And yes, he gets the goal. And maybe it was just that thing of like just getting the monkey off your back and finally scoring a goal where it felt like it had been forever since Jeff Skinner scored a goal, right? And he had some moments where he played pretty well and stuff, but he was very noticeable today. And, you know, even after that goal, just the confidence boost for him to get going. And if the Sharks want to continue to kind of be in this race and be in the mix here, I do think you're going to need to get more from your second and your third line, right? And this third line has really been kind of a bit of a mess as of late, with guys kind of coming in, coming out, and just not enough production on that line to, I think, really, you know, kind of boost the Sharks offense. So hopefully this is kind of that moment for Skinner where he can kind of, you know, the light bulb comes back on and he can really kind of find his game. But I thought Jeff Skinner was all over the ice today, making really positive plays. His other line mate, Pavel Regenda, same thing, right? Where Regenda, who's, you know, had a couple moments here and there in the NHL, has been kind of a mainstay in the AHL. But every time he comes up, Regenda makes really positive plays. And you saw the same thing, like all over the ice today. And there was a couple plays where maybe the passing was a little bit off. And I think that's just because of chemistry, right, for Regenda, who just got back up here with the Sharks. But, you know, if Gaudette is going to be out for a little bit, we don't know the extent of Adam Gaudette at this moment. But if he's going to be out for a little bit, like, I think Pavel Regenda is a really nice kind of fill-in player, right, where he's able to use his body. Like, he's a big guy. He's able to use his body. He's able to get to the net. He's able to provide some offensive pop. This was the first game in Teal where he didn't score for them. He's got 2 goals in 3 games as a San Jose Shark. But he, like, every time he's out there, just positive things happen, right? And it takes a little bit of pressure. If this third line can continue to find some more scoring and find a little bit more rhythm here, takes a little bit of pressure off of those top 2 lines, right? Off of your Celebrinis, off your Wenbergs, off your Eklunds and Foley's, where they're not having to kind of carry the load as much. I think that's, you know, positive play from the third line today, I think is one of the big things. So one guy who's definitely, you know, had his, you know, he's gotten his fair amount of criticism on the show, but I think a guy who's really seen his game turn around as of late, and that's Zach Ostapchuk. And Ostapchuk quietly continuing to just, you know, grind away, and you know, that fourth line is the fourth line, but like you can see that that when he is out there, I think he's starting to kind of figure out his role and what he needs to do, at least in the context of what the Sharks want to do, right? And be that heavy forechecker and go out and just kind of cause chaos. And you're seeing that from him today. And over the last couple of games, I think we've started to see Ostapchuk play really rise. And, is he ever going to be Fabian Zetterlund? No. I don't think that's going to happen. But I think he can fit in for what the Sharks role want him to do. And, if the Sharks move off of Dellandrea and they don't, maybe they're want American stuff, but I would like to see Ostapchuk maybe get some better line, wingers, if he had to play on the third line. I'm not saying that's the maybe the answer for Ostapchuk, but I think there might be some untapped scoring there if he had some better, more offensively gifted wingers, right? If you swapped Dellandrea and Ostapchuk and let Ostapchuk play with Regenda and with Skinner, do you maybe see a little bit more scoring pop from them in that line? And then maybe kind of evens out a little bit more of the forechecking pressure from your third and fourth lines. Maybe not, but I think that he's becoming, at least a solid NHL player, and you can kind of really see what he's going to become. And again, maybe just another guy who, right, finally scored, finally maybe kind of get the pressure off of him and can kind of settle into what the Sharks want him to be. So defensively, I can start with Vincent Iorio, who I think has really started to kind of string together some good games. And I thought today was another good game from him. And Dickinson, I think, had a little bit of a tougher time today. I think Dickinson had much more kind of up and down, some little fumbles and maybe not the cleanest puck management from Dickinson today. But I thought Iorio really kind of helped cover for him as well, which is what you'd want from your defensive partner. But you saw, I think, Iorio getting a little bit more confidence in the offensive zone. And that pairing in the offensive zone looked really good, right? Dickinson had where he jumped in and had a really good opportunity to score. But you're just seeing, I think you're just seeing that third pair, it's coming along here. And Iorio, I think, is really kind of taking advantage of his opportunity, right, with Nick Leddy, and especially with Vincent Desharnais is out right now. I think Iorio is the guy who's really kind of seen his stock rise, and I think was really good today and has had a couple really good games as of late. And guy who I think didn't get on the scoreboard today, but I think today is very much an Klingberg game where I thought Vincent. I thought way too many Vincents on the team. I thought John Klingberg had a good game, and yes, I know people are going to point to right. He fumbled the puck, and Luke Hughes Quinn Hughes had a one-on-one breakaway there. We know John Klingberg doesn't have hips anymore and doesn't have speed anymore. So big save by Askarov there, big time save by Askarov there in that situation. But I thought Klingberg made some really nice plays elsewhere, right? He saved a goal early in the game with his defensive play. I thought even there's a couple of those kind of where Klingberg's lack of speed really showed up today. But I think overall though, Klingberg had a much more solid game, especially, Orlov, who made a really bad pinch. Klingberg tried to get back there, and that, it was good. It was in a good spot that was there. And, Askarov, that's just a great shot by Tarasenko there. But I do think today was an Klingberg game from him. So, but yeah, overall, I think there was a lot of really positive performances from today, and a lot of guys chipping in. And yes, Celebrini and Chernsyshov and all those guys really kind of deserve, the headlines. But I just think there was a lot of really positive plays from a lot of kind of unsung heroes today. So we're going to dig into the numbers behind this game, talk about how the two teams were, relatively close, which is what you want against the third best team in the NHL. And plus, we'll talk about Askarov's game as well. So make sure you stick around. If you never miss an episode, the Everydayer Club is built for you. Get Locked On Sharks ad-free plus a members-only Discord access and more. Head to lockedonsharks.supercast to join the club. All right, let's dig into the numbers of this game. So we had 55.5 minutes of 5-on-5 time. Shot attempts were pretty close, 55 to 46. And again, the Wild trying to come back, in the third period, which they successfully did to tie it. But actual shots at 5-on-5, 23 to 18. So the Wild were taking more shots, but the Sharks were getting kind of more of those quality shots. Scoring chances were 25 to 23 and 14 to 10 high danger chances, all in favor of San Jose. So they're doing a much better job of just kind of getting to the net and getting just quality opportunities compared to the Wild, who were kind of, as the game wore on, they got some more opportunities, but especially the first period, the Sharks really kind of cashed in and took advantage of their opportunities. So even though they didn't score in the first period, they were kind of setting themselves up there to get one of those goals. So, and then 1.81 to 2.17 expected goals for in favor of the Wild. Wild scored 3 goals at even strength. The Sharks scored 2, and the Sharks took advantage of their only power play to make it 3 goals for them that way. As for the lines, looking at how they broke down, Toffoli, Wenberg, Graf played 12-30, 9 shot attempts for 16 allowed, 6 actual shots for 6 to 4, 0.45 to 0.85 expected goals for, 5 to 7 scoring chances, 2 to 5 high danger chances for that line. Wenberg continues to do he's such a pro. Every time he's out there, he just such a calming presence, right? Nothing seems to be too big for him. He's really fit in well for the second line here. Colin Graf just the dog and Graf, man. That play behind the net where it was behind the Wild net and he just absolutely takes it away from somebody. And then there was another one right where Wenberg's forechecking. I think it was Spurgeon tries to kind of dump the puck off the glass, and Graf comes screaming in there, keeps it, and then finds Toffoli for a nice opportunity there. This line. I wonder if and when Smith comes back and Celebrini goes, and if Eklund goes down to that second line. I would assume Toffoli is the guy who kind of gets bumped down to the third line here, but we'll see. That's a conversation for a different day. Chernsyshov, Celebrini, and Eklund played 12-24, 9 to 12 shot attempts, 4 to 7 actual shots, had 2 goals, gave up 2 goals, 0.54 to 0.62 expected goals for, 4 to 8 scoring chances, 3 to 2 high danger chances for that line. We talked about that whole line during the first segment, so we'll kind of move on here. Regenda, Dellandrea, Skinner, 10-39, 6 to 9 shot attempts, 3 to 2 actual shots, 0.16 to 0.31 expected goals for, 3 to 4 scoring chances, 2 to 1 high danger chances. So, like I said, I think with Regenda on this line and with Skinner a little bit more confidence back, much better performance from this line, which has usually gotten kind of caved in as of late. So, good to see there. And then Goodrow, Ostapchuk, Reeves played 9-10, 9 to 11 shot attempts, 6 to 3 actual shots, 0.51 to 0.28 expected goals for, 5 to 3 scoring chances, 4 to 2 high danger chances. You take that from that line every day of the week and twice on Sunday. That was a really solid performance from that line. So let's kind of end here talking about Askarov, who I think Askarov overall had a pretty solid day. The second goal, he definitely wants back. That's one where you got to be a little bit tighter against the post there, but I think he did also much cleaner when it came to handling the puck and such today. I think they probably had a little conversation with him, but 20 saves on 23 shots, 2 goals allowed in all situations here. 3 goals allowed in all situations, 2.74 expected goals against, 870 save percentage, 2 of 2 high danger, 8 of 10 mid danger, and 8 of 8 low danger, or 8 of 9, low danger shots for him. Askarov, right? Like he's gonna give up that one every once in a while, and I think that again, that second goal, the Foligno goal, was the one where it's like he needs to be over just a little bit more and like kind of hug the post a little bit more. And I don't know if he was expecting Marcus Foligno to just get that shot off so quickly. Would be I assume he was probably waiting for the pass back to the middle, but right, he made some big time saves today, and especially right the first 10 minutes or so of this game where the Wild came out, and this was something we talked about in the preview, where the Sharks are going to have to manage the first 5 to 10 minutes of this game, right? And that's what happened is the Sharks had to manage it, and he kept them in this game. And and you think about like a couple breakaways where maybe the Sharks got a little bit lucky with how things kind of ended up in the scramble, but then like the Quinn Hughes breakaway, right? Like that's a big time stop from Askarov right there. And then even the first goal, right? That's just a sniper's goal. Tarasenko, I know it's not the same guy as he used to be, but Tarasenko can still, if he gets an opportunity like that, Tarasenko can still put it in, and he did it with that shot there. So and then you see of course that's what he does in the shootout, right? And I think Askarov in the shootout is like kind of the Sharks' secret weapon there, where he's so good there in the shootout because of his ability to track, as well as how strong he is, like with his legs and his ability to get from one side of the crease to the other. And he can be so patient, right? Because he knows he can cover the ground, like he can cover ground so quickly and use his pads, right? When he gets in the butterfly and gets in the splits there, that he can use his pads to do so. I think that's like the Boldy was the one I was worried about the most because of how good Boldy is in the shootout. But you have to feel when the Sharks get to a shootout, and of course they don't as often, because they typically win it in overtime. But if Askarov's out there, like the Sharks feel like they have a really good opportunity to, you probably just need one goal, and Askarov's not going to give up too much. So. I think a solid game it was. I was, to be honest, a little surprised to see Askarov get the net again, but he is your number one goalie, and the Sharks are going to continue to treat him as such. And I'm curious to see, do the Sharks go to Nedeljkovic on another afternoon game on Saturday? Do the Sharks go to Nedeljkovic, give Askey a day off, or do they go right back at it against a extremely good Lightning team? So, but yeah. As for the schedule, with the day game here, this is going to be the Wednesday episode. We'll have another episode Thursday, as we kind of, we'll have something New Year's related. So I'll be out Thursday morning-ish, so keep an eye out for that. And then we'll have a normal episode on Friday as well. And then, of course, we'll have a reaction on Saturday afternoon after the Sharks Lightning game. So a little bit different with the schedule. Want to give this episode some time to breathe. So there'll be an episode tomorrow morning. Again, it'll be kind of New Year's theme. So, but that's going to be it for me today. We'll be back, like I said, tomorrow. Make sure you guys are following along wherever you get podcasts. And of course, you can watch on YouTube as well. Follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok at Locked On Sharks. Follow me on Twitter and Blue Sky at My Fry Hole. Until tomorrow. Bye, friends.